I had sex with a 17-year-old. He told me he was 19. He took a video of us having sex without my consent and is threatening to share it. What can I do? OP is a 23 female from Texas, originally posted to r/legal advice on April 6, 2020. We met on Tinder in December and started seeing each other in January. We've slept together a handful of times. I decided it would be best to stop seeing each other around the start of last month when they started telling people to stay away from each other. Right off the rip, if his Tinder still exists, get screenshots ASAP. Because I think the biggest part in this is like a he said, she said situation. So like if you can have evidence that bro was on Tinder lying about his age, that is at least something that supports your he said, she said. At first he was really understanding, but over the past couple weeks, he's been pushing to see me more. I kept trying to make plans to see him once everything has calmed down, but he's been insisting on coming over to my place despite everything. Yesterday, I finally put my foot down and let him know we wouldn't be meeting now or later, since I didn't like how pushy he was being. He called me and we got into it because I wouldn't let him come over. Once we hung up, he snapped me a video of us having sex in his fucking car. I don't even know when he took it. It's dark, so you can't really see me, but it's clearly my voice. On the video, he wrote that I would either let him come over or he'd send the video to my boss and tell his mom because he's 17. This is also physical evidence. How does that work though? If it's evidence, how does that work with like screenshotting and recording if he's a minor? Because like obviously you want to document this, but like he's 17. So would that count as CP? I told him I was out of town because my sister had her baby, which is true, but he could come over when I got back. I was afraid if I told him no straight up that he'd send the video. I did not know he was 17. I never would have slept with him. I have screenshots of his Tinder profile where his age is clearly listed at 19. Okay, that's good. I don't have a Facebook, so we were never friends on there, but I do have his Insta and Snapchat, and nothing on those indicates he's 17. I keep thinking back over all of our interactions, but even in text messages, he doesn't say anything to indicate he was in high school. He told me he went to a local community college. He talks about college classes and getting off of his job at HEB. Anyway, it's not like we had long conversations. Our relationship consisted of having sex and maybe getting dinner beforehand. Please help me. I've been freaking out about this for several hours. I work with kids right now, and I'm at school to be a school social worker. I can't have this on my record. I know I should probably go to the cops, but how can I do that and make sure nothing comes out of this? Bro, that's fucking terrifying, man. I do have his Insta and Snapchat, and nothing on those indicates he's 17. That's crazy to me, bro. How do you... I mean, I guess maybe you can just be like a non-poster, but for as long as you were seeing him, like, bro must have been fucking really doing his shit, man. Razzle Dazzle said, look this up. Age of consent in Texas is 17, but still have that profile and stuff to prove he lied to you prior. It's still blackmail, and if leaked, can lead into the revenge porn area. Why are you on Reddit? Get a lawyer ASAP. I think that's the first answer. Is like, no matter what people are saying in the comments, go consult a lawyer right fucking now. And maybe wait to screen record him threatening you. But like, I think there needs to be some level of like, consult a lawyer. If lawyer says, okay, document the fact that he's blackmailing you with a video that he took of you guys. If what Razzle Dazzle said is true, you technically didn't do anything wrong, and he's the only one doing stuff wrong here. Although, how does it work with CP? If he sent a video of him underage to you, and you now own the possession of it, like, does that put any legality issues on you? Does the age of consent in Texas being 17, does that follow with like CP? I feel like this is so complex. Like, you kind of have to do some workarounds here. They need to contact a lawyer immediately, despite the fact that there's evidence of them lying. They expect you to look an ID no matter what. Okay, y'all, I've never talked about this because, like, honestly, it's something that like scares the hell out of me, but I'll talk about it here. Something like this, not as serious, but something like this has happened to me. When I was a sophomore in college, I went to a college event. If y'all don't know, I love swing dancing. I can do East Coast, I can do West Coast. That shit rips. When I was in college, my buddy was the president of the swing club, and he was hosting a swing dancing event where it's kind of a way for them to get new members. They just like have this big event outside on college campus, and anybody shows up and they teach you how to swing dance. They invite a bunch of freshmen, like whatever. My buddy was like, hey, I know you're not a part of this swing dance club, but can you come because you know how, and you can get people to like break out of their shell. You can teach guys, you can dance with girls, whatever. While I'm there, I dance with this cute German girl. She says, hey, I am a freshman here on exchange from Germany on a college campus. Met this girl, got her phone number, got her Snapchat. She's telling me the entire time, yep, Yep, 100%. I'm a college student. I'm a psychology major, blah, 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 blah. Typical shit. I invite her to a party. We're hanging out at a party. We ended up kissing at that party. Nothing crazy, just a quick little peck on the mouth. Then that night, she gets really weird and goes, hey, I have to tell you something. I'm actually only 17. She's like, I'm still in high school. I go to the high school by my college. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, I immediately started just being like, you can't do that. That's illegal for me to do. Granted, we didn't do anything crazy. Like, I never got any explicit pictures. There was never anything further than just like a quick peck. And it was like kind of a goodbye kiss. But I was like, you can't do that. I know you're from a different country, but you can't do that here. That is just straight up illegal. But here's the thing, Start, is I think there are people out there that would blame me. And that's why I'm so scared to share this fucking story. It's like I was at a college campus doing a college event, met a girl who claims she was in college. And it's like so terrifying to me that that fucking happened to me. Like, it is probably one of the things that I look back on and have like immense amount of like shame about. Like, I feel bad for that, even though I know I didn't do anything bad, because a little part of me is like, maybe I should have known. But it's like, I had no reason to believe she was lying. It's something I think about a lot. Yes, don't get me wrong. I think there are lots of bad apples out there who are going to try to hook up with minors. Now, what I will say is I think there is a little bit of a culture sometimes of minors intentionally putting themselves in scenarios where they are tricking older people into believing they're above the age of 18. I would have been 19, turning 20 in like 3 months. Still illegal. Although actually, now that I think about it, I think Iowa is one of those gross states where the age of consent is 16. Still not good. Just because that's the age of consent, not good. Not anything I would ever fucking do, by the way. I'm very pro try to date your age if you can. Minors are stupid and want to be adults. Like, I do think there is that culture trash fire where it's like, it happens. But it's just like one of those really scary things that, like, sure, someone could argue with like what Shredded Wheat was saying, like, you're supposed to check their ID. But I think someone said it, like, there could be fake IDs. Also, like, I don't go around checking the IDs of every person that I met on a college campus, because I just expected that, hey, if you're on a college campus, you're gonna be 18 or older. I met a 19-year-old on Tinder. We were hanging out. She brought a 16-year-old friend. I was uncomfy, but it got worse. She was lying to mid-20s guys about her age. I tried to tell her that wasn't okay. She got mad. I don't know where that date with the 19-year-old went, but I would argue that that's not someone you want to hang out with. Like, you do not want to hang out with people who are encouraging 16-year-olds to catfish and lie about their age. That's just like a bad situation, because either they're going to get taken advantage of by somebody who doesn't care, or they're going to have somebody do something kind of like OP where like they would have never done it had they known the information. Relevant comments. Commenter 1. The age of consent is 17 in Texas. The sex was legal. The video is not. He is violating child pornography laws. As long as you don't have or distribute a copy of the video, you aren't breaking any laws. OOP. Do you think going straight up to the cops would work, or should I get a lawyer involved? I want to tell someone what he's doing, if only so that he won't try to do it to someone else. His mother should definitely be made aware, but I don't know where he lives, so I can't just go tell her myself, assuming he even lives with her. Plus, I'm afraid that if I don't say anything, he'll email the video to my boss, who will probably fire me because this guy is under 18 and I work with at-risk youth. I'm really worried about what he could do to my name and my career. Thanks so much for your help. What I would say for this first part right here, go get a lawyer with the intent to have that lawyer help you present this evidence to the police so that A, you don't do anything illegal, because I think if you save the video to your phone, there could be an argument that you just saved CP. So I would make sure to do everything completely carefully and document everything correctly through a lawyer, and then go to the cops. And then once that is reported and filed with the police, then I think your best bet for no matter what happens safety is I think you should go to your boss and let them know that this is something that they could potentially get sent to them. And two, I think like, yes, you work with at-risk youth. It should only be an issue if you did it on purpose. But if you have evidence and a filed police report that says, hey, I thought this was a consenting of age adults and it ended up being a 17-year-old, that should not be something that they can fire you for. And that's the part that I don't know is like, is this reasonable grounds for termination? Personally, I think the answer should be no, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. And then we have two more comments here. One comment said, look, you need to take a lot of deep breaths and hire a lawyer. I would recommend somebody who has a practice that specializes in defamation. You haven't committed a crime. Ironically, he has committed at least 3. Manufacture of child pornography, revenge porn, and extortion. But as you point out, for whatever reason, this person is trying to fuck up your future career, which, deep breath, probably won't happen. That's how I feel about it, is like, if he tries to fuck up your career, you have evidence to back up that that's not the case. And especially if you get ahead of it. Like, if you don't tell your boss and then your boss gets this email, you're giving your boss the foundation to like not approach this situation correctly. Versus if you go to him and you're like, hey, so this is what's going on. Here's the filed police report. Here's the information. You're giving yourself the best bet to where now your boss has all the information to be able to operate appropriately. That's what I think should happen here. Based off what I know, I think you need to get ahead of it. And if you get fired for it, I think it's just a case for wrongful termination. Like, you didn't do anything wrong here. Nonetheless, you need to consult a professional who can really put the screws to him and get the video deleted and an injunction of some sort. The law is very much on your side here, but I would highly recommend going on the offensive here with the assistance of an attorney. That's kind of what I meant, is like, you need to go on the offensive. If you're on the defensive, or you just don't do anything, I feel like that's the worst thing you can do. Commenter 3, as others have mentioned, he's the one committing criminal acts here. I would suggest going straight to the police on this, and the sooner the better. Texas is not currently on a statewide lockdown, so you might have a chance to get them to follow up with warrants on the guy's devices. Don't delete any conversations you have had with him. Texas recently passed HB 2974, which is geared directly towards sextortion, which this would count as. The police should take this very seriously. Yeah, and since he's so close to 18, he can probably be tried as an adult, right? Fuck, bro, I've been dragging out this story way too long. I feel like we just gotta read the update. It's an update that came the next day after the original post, April 7th, 2020. Long story short, following everyone's advice, I reached out to an attorney who advised me to begin compiling records of my communication with him and to record any communication we had going forward. She told me to avoid reaching out to him, but to be prepared if he reached out to me. I downloaded a call recording app and started backing up my screenshots of our texts and messages. He did unmatch me on Tinder, so thank you to everyone that warned me our conversations would go away. He didn't say so, but I think he may have seen my Reddit post. I only say that because I know it made the front page, and last night he called out of the blue to apologize and asked me to not call the police. So either he saw it or he had a come to Jesus moment. He told me that he is 19 and that he only said he was 17 to scare me, since I was being a bitch and wouldn't let him come over. I mean, listen, girl, verify his age. I think either way, you should fucking tell his mom about this. Oh, wait, no, he still recorded a video of her without her consent. Go get him. Fuck him. I mean, what a fucking asshole. Yeah, I'm so sorry I acted like that. You were just being such a bitch and wouldn't let me fucking smash. Like, what? That's not her fault. That's on you for being a fucking horny ass dude. When I told him to prove his age or I'd call the cops, he texted me a picture of his ID. He also says that it isn't me on the video, but that he deleted it anyway. I'm not sure if this is the truth, but I've got a recorded confession, so that's something. I haven't spoken to the attorney since he called me, but I did email her with a transcript and recording of our conversation. We have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. I'm still going to be seeking legal action. I'm just not sure what action since his ID says he's 19. I mean, either way, he fucking blackmailed you with a video that he took without your consent and that he claimed was you. In that case, there was no CP, although I know there's still a case for sextortion. I don't think it would be wise for me to continue updating the situation on Reddit if he's here too, so this will probably be the last thing I say about it. I'm not going to read this paragraph because it's awful, but it's basically calling out men in OP's DM saying the most awful shit. You can probably venture to guess what it says because men are fucking awful. Last paragraph, from this point on, I'll only be seeing men my age or older and IDing everyone. According to the attorney, the fact that he looked old enough wasn't an excuse. This might sound dramatic, but for most of yesterday, I really thought my life was over. Never again. That's crazy that it's like, this dude was fucking catfishing you on Tinder as a 19-year-old, but it's still your fault for not checking his ID. Hey, what about fucking Tinder, by the way? Why are these apps so absolutely blasted with bots, catfishes, people lying about themselves? Like, how is that OP's fault? I feel like that's a lawsuit against Tinder right there. Yeah, they met on Tinder. Why wouldn't you assume they're an adult? No, for real. Nobody meets somebody that they met from a dating app and they go, hey, let me see your ID to verify your age. Like, nobody has ever said that ever. And even if they did, fake IDs exist. And they're pretty fucking normal, by the way.